about that how we can insert and update the data into the Postgres using Pentaho. In this video we will also discuss that how we can use Pentaho to eliminate this $sign and save the data in the database, because in the database we need only 300. The data type of this sales variable will be a numeric which will save only 300, not $. So we have to remove this $sign from the data, and we have to save only 300 and 200, 150, 776 and so on without the $sign. So we are moving towards Pentaho. So this is the data. Its metadata is ID, first name, last name and sales, and there are 10 records, and starting from 1 to 10, and this is a small type of data. So we will again I am telling that we will just concatenate this first name and last name to create full name, and we will eliminate this $sign from this numeric. So go to Pentaho, we will create the transformation. Yes, we will save this transformation anywhere, and you can say customer sales insert update. Lastly, I have uploaded the tutorial that how to insert, how to save the data, but now I am discussing about insert and update the data. So I will start with the data grid, which will take the path of the value, path of the file, which file name is, and it is string, and the file name will be, I will go to my local system. This is my file, customer sales. I will copy the path and just paste it here, customer underscore sales dot CSV. I'm just confirming that this is a file or not. File name customer sales dot CSV. Okay. Okay, now I just run this transformation, and I want to check that what will be the output. It will generate a path. Yes, new folder customer sales. So we have created the path. Now we will use a component which is CSV input, file input, and we will link this data grid to CSV file input. This component will take the file name from the previous component, and I will include the file name in the output. Delimiter will is as you have seen that comma is the delimiter here, and the meta values are ID, first name, last name and sales. ID, first name, last name and sales. These all values will be firstly taken as a string, so I am declaring all of them as a string. So now I will click OK, and now I will run the transformation and just check it for the preview. There are yes, my file was you can say contain a garbage, so I have to remove this garbage. Now I will again run my transformation. I just wrote that just for the understanding of my viewers. Run again, preview the component, and you can see all the 10 records from the CSV file are imported to this preview. Requirement that we have to concatenate the first name and last name, because as I have made a data table, Postgres table. You can see here, if I use a query tool, select static from test. Yes, we have a requirement that we don't need first name and last name separately. We need a full name. So full name can be retrieved, can be get from the concatenation of first name and last name. So here in Pentaho, I will use you can say a JavaScript value for component, and I will drag here, and I will link and connect this component with the modified JavaScript. I am connecting this because I want to take all the previous variables in this component. So ID, first name, last name, and sales and file name, these all are coming from the previous step. Now I will create a new variable, full name equal to first name plus last name, and just for the sake of, you can say, readability, I am creating a space between them. And as I have told you that we have to remove this $sign from the CSV file, so I am creating a variable sales final, which will be equal to sales dot replace. I am using the JavaScript function of replace dollar with nothing. Okay, so variable full name and variable sales final will be our two variables. We will get variables and we will save it. Okay, now I will just run this transformation, and if I check, yeah, you can see that $300 is converted into 300. Now all the dollar values are exempted from the CSV values, and it is converted to simple 300, 200 simple numerics, and first name and last name is concatenated to become a full name. That's all. And now I will just cast these values, because here all the values are string, but in the database the ID is integer, the full name is text, and the sales numeric. And in the Pentaho we have the variables are all the data type of all the variables are string. As you can see that we have just declared them all as string. Yes, so we have to convert these values according to the data type. So we will use a select values component, and we will link this from the previous metadata. We will get fields to change. ID will be changed to from string to integer. I will give integer. First name is not required, last name is not required, sales is required. Sales, no, this sales variable is $300, and this sales underscore final is 300. So we will not use this sales, we will use this sales. So we will delete this sales. We are not using file name. No, full name. We have full name is already in string. That's why we will not change its data type. It is also deleted, and the sales final will be converted into numeric. And press OK. Now I will run this transformation. See the results. Now you can see that now sales final becomes a numeric. number. Okay, and yeah, and id becomes an integer. Previously it was a string, converted into integer, and the sales is converted from string to numeric. Now select values. Now I will use yes, previously I will use table output. Now I will use insert update variable, component. I will link this with the component. Now we have to create a database connection, so we will create new database connection. It will wait for us for a couple of seconds. Yeah, I'm using Postgres. Connection name by connection underscore localhost. You can name anything here. Host name is localhost. Database in my case is test. Username is Postgres, and password is your default password. I will test this, and connection is successful, so I will create OK. Now I will browse my target schema, which is in my case testdb, and now I will browse for the target table. Target table in my case is customer sales. Okay, now I have to insert or update. I have to insert or update the record, so I will here get fields. So here the Pentaho is asking that on which variable I have to insert or update. So on the basis of ID, I am just here declaring that on the basis of ID make insert or update. So I will, the keys to look up the value will be ID in my case. But if an ID is already present in the table, then the record will be updated. But if the ID is not present in that table, then the record will be inserted. So here is the logic that if the new ID is coming in the CSV file, then the new record will be inserted. But if an existing ID is coming here, so the record will be updated, and update fields will be ID. If there comes a new ID, first name no requirement, first name, last name, no sales, no file name, no your full name and sales name. So if I just discuss again the logic, that here I am looking the value of ID. If an existing ID of the table comes here, so these record will be updated accordingly. But if a non-existing record of ID comes here, then then the record will be inserted. These values will be inserted. So ID, then I will click OK to check. Now I will save this transformation. I will run this transformation to check that it is right. Oh, it creates an error, so I will check what is the error. Okay, it is saying that sales final in my table is not exist. So the value of the name of the attribute is sales. So I am wrong here. So it will be sales. Okay. Now I will again save this transformation, run this transformation. Yeah, the green tick means we are good. So the records have inserted in the table. So I will check is it right or not wrong. So all the 10 records from the CSV file are inserted here. Now here is another requirement that we have to update these records. There is another file which say that the Harry John is not sales is not 300, it's 30. It's updated file. So we have to update. I just want to show that how to update the records. For example, these all records will be updated because we have for example, I will enter a record which is the ID which is not present in the table. So just to tell you that this record will be the record will be inserted. For example, rock Jan $78.09. I'm telling that we have ID in the table 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So 1 2 3 4 5 these records will be updated, but we don't have this ID in the table, so this record will be inserted. These 5 records will be updated and this 1 record will be inserted. So just giving the file path, I'm giving here customer sales underscore updated. Okay, save the transformation, run the transformation, and we will get, yes, it has been run. So I will check. So run the transformation, yes. So you can see that sales 3 and we have inserted, yes, these all records have been inserted. If you just click on this, arrangement have been disturbed, so I will order by ID. So just, yes, previously Harry John sales was 300, but in the updated file we have just write 30. In case Ben Stokes we write instead of 200 we get 20. So these 5 records have been updated, and this new record which is not the ID was not present in that table 11, so this new record has been inserted. You can see from here. So this all from my side. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any question that you can ask me in the comment section. So keep watching and please subscribe and like my channel. Thank you.